With Bad Lieutenant, there's something about that film where I had read once, and you can contradict this if it isn't true, that Nicholas St. John, his normal scriptwriter, had said that that particular topic was not something he wanted to work on, so instead Abel Ferrara wrote that with you.
I think there was something that occurred. Although Nicholas St. John writes alone, Abel does not write with Nicholas St. John, and I wrote this alone. Also, really, Abel is a wonderful director, but he's not a screenwriter, and somehow, with me, due to that second credit that he has, which really is not accurate, and even with Nicholas St. John, for some reason, people seem to think that Abel writes the scripts. He does not, and Nicky should get his credit where it's due, and so should I.
So would you say there's improvisation that goes on in the scripts? He feels that by altering the scripts, therefore, then they become his co-scripting credit? Do you think that's where it comes from? Or?
I don't think Abel has even had much to do with this. I think it's just a lot of people thought that Bad Lieutenant was something that probably wasn't written by a woman. I think a lot of people are in love with the concept of an auteur and kind of go after that. It's wonderful that he's a fine director, and that's great, and I don't think it really has been due to him that this has occurred, anyway.
And the scene you're in with him is an incredibly intense scene. That's something that, of course, Ferrara has returned to since then, the idea of addiction, but there's an incredible reality in that scene. I'm wondering what you guys did to get yourself in kind of a mood for that particular intense shooting up scene. And that.
We didn't do anything to get in the mood for that. They were real injections of saline solution. Oh. I wrote that particular scene due to the fact that it needed to encompass some material from some other scenes that were cut and some characters that were cut. Actually, I wrote the final dialogue for those scenes about 5 minutes before they were shot, memorized them and did them. During Harvey's nod, I was on my knees in front of him off camera and was shot MOS without sound. I told him what to do and how to. Yes, and I directed some of the erotic scenes where they were felt more at home with a woman. Yeah, there was a lot more material shot on that also, so that we could get to the high points and those were perhaps the hardest in terms of getting the actresses to come up with those things and come out with that kind of intensity, even just the ambience in the moment. Even though just a couple of seconds, a great deal of footage was shot, and I had a lot to do with the direction of those things, the scenes that you see, and also a lot of scenes you don't see that were nonetheless very useful to get them to, I believe they both broke down in tears finally when we were done shooting that. They were so stressed.